Welcome to the Intercourse Show. I am your host, Mr. B. Today we have a very exciting show for you. We are discussing a Kevin Samuels interview with a young modern woman where he explains why professional women are not appealing to high value men. Let's jump right into it.
What you got for me, Jess?
I currently in the danger zone. I live in Seattle.
Uh-oh.
And yes, I am a senior software engineer. So I usually have a problem dating because I end up making a lot more than the men I talk to. And it becomes an issue because I just know I'll forever have to work when I date a lot of the guys because it's a big disparity in the income.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how I would handle that.
Well, how old are you?
I'm 29. I'll be 30 at the end of the year.
How tall are you?
I am 5'7".
Best size?
I wear a size 6.
Okay. You're 29, you'll be 30 at the end of the year. And the problem is there's a disparity in income between you and the guys you date.
Yes.
But Seattle is one of the most target-rich places for high-earning men, black men in particular.
Yes.
Why can't you get those guys?
I do, but I feel like a lot of those guys, they're just as focused on their jobs as I am. So it becomes
okay, hold on. Those guys marry.
No, they're not married. I just feel
no. Men like that marry though.
I'm sorry, they marry young?
They marry. Okay. First you said there's a problem with income in the men you date. And I asked, why can't you get the guys over here? And you said, I can, but then you came up with a problem with them too. So there's a problem with both groups of men, the under earners, and then the guys who earn more.
No, I feel like the guys that are under earners usually have more time to really work on a relationship compared to the guys.
What do you mean work on relationships? Okay, let me back up. What would you rank yourself on a scale to 1 to 10? You cannot use 6. I mean 7, just your face.
I would say maybe a 6. I can put my camera on so you can see. You can see me.
Please.
I'm chilling at home.
All right. So men who earn as much or more than you demand more than under earning men.
Yeah. Time and resources.
They don't need your resources. I don't need your resources. My guys don't need your resources. You don't know how to handle these men.
I guess I mean.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. How often do you wear a dress?
I wear a dress when I was going to the office. I wore a dress 3 times a week.
Right. How often do you wear a dress outside the office?
If I'm going out and to dinner, a social event, I usually wear a dress.
Okay, I'm just asking your day-to-day life. I'm not talking about going somewhere.
I would say like once a week I wear dresses.
Are you a girly girl?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a girly girl in my personal life, but I'm very masculine in my work life.
Yeah, let's get to it because I know you.
It does kind of
I know you, sis.
So but that's a lot of it has to do with the environment that I work in.
No. Hold on. There are women who work in the environment you work in who marry, and non-black women can seem to work in these environments and still be able to they call into this show. I know them, so don't give me the environment shit because that's going to be a problem.
Okay.
I'm an engineer by trade too. So no, you don't know how to turn it off. And then when you are with a guy who's earning more, can you be what he wants?
Yeah.
Let's start here. Let's start here. You said the problem with under earning guys is because you'd have to work even after marriage.
Yes.
All right. Do you want to have children?
Yes. So maybe 2.
Okay. Maybe 2. All right.
Yeah.
And you don't want to have to work after pregnancy to pay significant bills?
I do. I definitely do want to work.
So do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after pregnancy?
No, I don't want to have to work.
All right. So you want a man who can make enough money to afford your standard of living, 2 kids, Seattle, so you don't have to work to pay significant bills. Fine. Mm-hmm. All right. How much money would a man need to make in Seattle to accomplish that? annually?
I would say you at least be making about 400,000, 300,000.
And what does a man, and did you care about racial preference, or you prefer?
No.
All right. A man making $400,000 a year, what does he want from his woman?
They want to cook, clean. They want to come home and be, not worship, but like, they want household things taken care of. They want, a woman to take care of them.
What experience do you have doing that?
I have pretty good experience doing that.
Okay. In a relationship, when have you done that last?
I was actually in a relationship a couple of weeks ago. So
for how long?
And it was a 9-month relationship.
Okay. And prior to that, that's the longest relationship you've been in?
Before that, I was in a year-long relationship, and before that, it was a 2-year relationship.
And were any of these guys $400,000 earners?
Yes.
Why didn't the 2-year guy marry you?
The 2-year guy didn't marry me because he left for school, and I wasn't going to move with him for school.
Wait a minute. 400,000, enough money for you not to have to work and have some babies. What are you talking about?
That one I couldn't date because the age difference was too much.
So it's not school. That's a lie.
Almost the person I dated.
All right. Hold on, man. Right. 2 years.
The 2-year guy,
you dated, and now you didn't want to move because of the age difference?
No, that's two different persons. So the 2-year guy I talked to for 2 years, he went into medical school, and I wasn't going to move with him.
Why?
Because he was going to medical school abroad. And
see what you're showing, ma'am, is you're very inflexible. You want everything, and you're not going to give up shit. And this is a problem with you professional women. You want a man who's in the top 5% of earners, yet he has to live in Seattle and do what the hell you want. You're not the man, you're the woman.
Yeah, I know. And I think I do have a lot of masculine energy. I'm not going to.
I know. Shut up. I'm serious. I'm saying this just to see if you can understand. You had a guy for 2 years and you blew it. He didn't say he wanted to go dig ditches or become Indiana Jones. He wanted to go to medical school. That's to make more money, right?
Yeah, but I was also in school during that time.
Who cares what you're doing? You don't want to do it anyway after you're married and having babies.
Yeah, but I was also...
just shush and say I was wrong.
Yeah, I guess I was wrong.
Exactly, but you're too damn masculine to even do that. Yeah, I made it very clear up front, ma'am. You would get rid of all this career shit that you're talking about if you had a man who was making the kind of money you wanted so you could live the lifestyle to be married and have kids. I got that clear up front. And then when you tell me you have it, you didn't want to give it up. You don't want to be married. You want a loyal alpha male. You want the beta males who admire you and the alpha males who could take you or leave you to be the same person. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, you're cute, but you ain't that damn fine.
Yeah, but I also make decent money, so kind of...
I don't give a shit what you make. Congratulations, you make a lot of money. You and your dog can have a lot of fun together when you die by yourself as a spinster.
Yeah, but I mean, I at least also get to,
Okay, then be happy. Then you have made peace being alone until you by yourself till you die.
Yeah.
You've already quit. You quit. See, and that's the thing. At 30 years old, you would rather quit. You're too goddamn masculine, too fucking stubborn to learn. This is why black women like yourselves never get anywhere. Because you say there's a problem with the men over here and the men over here, and the problem is in your mirror.
Oof. Kevin Samuels just went in and really kind of establishing why this attractive lady, who's obviously got a good head on her shoulders, why she runs into her own way. A lot of times when women get a lot of education, they start feeling like they can dictate the terms of how men are supposed to be in their life. And most successful men are not trying to have a woman tell them what the terms are going to be to how they're going to, be positioned in that woman's life. So the woman wants now the man to forego his mission, his purpose, his drive, his ambitions for the sake of supporting her vision, getting behind what she wants done, living in accordance to how she frames the relationship. And so this man who had aspirations, her ex-boyfriend who had aspirations of going to medical school, had a vision, had a purpose, had something that he was pursuing. But it seemed like she gave him an ultimatum, which was to kind of get behind what she wanted to do and not necessarily to pursue what he wanted to do. And so the fact that he wanted to continue to pursue his medical degree did not align with how she envisioned her partner showing up in the relationship. And the fact that she couldn't get him to change course meant that he was no longer worthy of her. And so sometimes our thinking is a bit too rigid. Sometimes, there's a lack of compromise. And it's hard to make the argument to a man to lead you when you're the one guiding where he leads you to. He's not leading you, he's taking directions. And I think that's what you're seeing is the energy behind Kevin Samuels' critique of this woman's situation, right? She wants to be in control at all times. Very beautiful lady, soft-spoken, could be a girly girl, but she's admitted that she has some very masculine traits because when she's in a room with powerful men, she feels like she has to overexert herself to be more powerful than even them. And that is where I believe becomes the hindrance. Most men, especially the powerful, high-value ones, don't want to put up with that. They don't want to be, in a fight, clashing heads with the woman they're supposed to come home to. They want a submissive, loving, fit, friendly, feminine young woman who actually wants their leadership and not who's questioning it all the time. And that's what I think you're seeing here. Let's continue.
Because you've already had a guy that was on that level.
I know I definitely see there was some issues with me. I'm not going to deny that, but I also know that I was younger and I was going through a lot of transitions in my life during that time.
Acceptable. But ma'am, I'm talking to you now. And see, you dug your heels in and I had to force you to admit you were not going to admit fault. You were going to fight. Your first instinct is to fight. I don't know why, but professional Black women, more than anything else, therapy. You got to drop this guard. If you're ever going to have anything with anybody, whether it's marriage, kids, or anything, if you're going to have a relationship, you got to drop this guard.
I think I kind of made a comment on that. I think having a guard up, is something that a lot of people have to put up working in a corporate setting or working in a place where you're always victimized. And I think...
Oh, give me, with the French. I'm 50. Hold on, lady. Let me tell you something. Hold on. I come from corporate America for 20 plus years.
Yeah. But how much were you a minority in an anomaly?
Excuse me? A black man, chemical engineer and corrosion engineering. I was usually the only Black face there. Then when I went to telecommunications, but the thing is, I don't care about the victimization bullshit. I compete. And I'm sorry, man, you ain't had to ride the back of no bus. You ain't been spit on. Ain't nobody trying to lynch you. I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and give you a preemptive taps. I don't want to hear this racial disparity bullshit in Seattle. You're not a victim. You're not a victim, ma'am. You're not a victim. You're not a victim. Everybody has something.
Yeah.
And Black women put themselves on a cross as a special victim.
I mean, I think we have to deal with different issues.
Okay, let's grant your argument. You're right. Now what?
Have to deal with.
What?
I'm not saying. What? I think it causes.
Now what?
Your life to be.
Now what? Okay, you have no. You're a special victim. Now what? What are you doing about it?
Well, at that point, you need to work past it because you can't blame.
No. Have you?
No, I feel like I definitely have. I'm not
okay by yourself.
Yeah, no, I think from my
by yourself you work past it.
No, I think I've had a lot of realizations.
Okay, Jasmine, be quiet and listen. You haven't worked past anything. You're still fighting. He's fighting this conversation. I said therapy, and first thing I said therapy is like, well, I think we have reason to be where you are. Listen, Jasmine, let's turn that volume down. The world doesn't owe you understanding, and the world doesn't have to care about what your feelings. Fuck my feelings, fuck your feelings. These are first world problems. You ain't missed a meal.
No, I'm not.
Listen,
okay. All I have is first world problems. Yeah, you're correct.
And the sad thing is, when I started this video, you are like so many other sisters out here who are going to die alone because you're too stubborn. You're too stubborn to stop fighting. You're emotionally constipated, and all you know is how to fight. You might as well put Oprah Winfrey. I had to fight all my life. That's where you guys are comfortable. You're comfortable in the struggle. You've made peace with the problems. It's a badge of honor. And guess what? You got nothing. You make a good living. Great. You're in a house by yourself. No one's sharing your life. You're 30 now. Eventually you'll be 40. And when you're 40, it's finished. You won't have the opportunity you got right now. And if you don't stop fighting, go ahead, pick your burial plot out by yourself, die alone. Make peace with it, Valentine's Day, and everything else, because it's not going to be fixed. Because if every black man married every black woman right now, there'd still be 2 million more of you left. There is not a man for every woman. And the kind of men you want, the men that make a certain amount of money or more, are rare. And they are not going to fight you. They're not even going to debate you. They're going to get what they want because they can. You won't get what you want. And that's sad.
No, I agree with that. I'm not gonna disagree with that.
Then go to therapy, sis.
No, I mean, I do go. I've been to therapy before, so that's something.
Okay, you've been to therapy before, but okay, I don't understand why you ladies say that. You've been. It ain't working. Mm-hmm. This interaction proves that it's not working. You didn't take any accountability on anything.
Yeah, I've taken some levels of accountability from some of the issues that I've had.
I'm talking about in this conversation. When I tried to get you to take accountability for something you pushed until I had to go there. Go back and rewatch this segment and you will see the comment section when people are responding. They're responding just to me and you talking. The women are responding. The men are responding. Get rid of the angry or the pejorative or whatever and just get down to the point. Man, you're a professional, educated, attractive woman. There's no reason you should be chronically single.
I wouldn't say I was chronic single. I'm just
chronically unmarried. How about that? Single means this: unmarried. Yeah. You had a 2-year relationship with a man who was a high earner, and you did not want to be flexible.
Yeah. But I was young. I didn't, I needed to finish school.
How young were you?
Huh? I was 24 and I was finishing my last year of college during the time when he asked me to leave.
But understand, at 24, I'm talking to a 30-year-old woman who's saying right now, I would throw all my career away if I had a man who was making enough money I could have kids. The thing you valued so much, you don't even give that big of a shit about.
Yeah. Well, then
it mattered. But here's a lot of things. A lot of black women have been programmed with fear. Mm-hmm. Fear and scarcity is what motivates you guys. Let me go get this degree. I can't go move with him to medical school because somewhere in your mind, this was going on. Because if I do that and it doesn't work, I don't have a degree. I'm in a foreign country and I may have babies. I'm completely vulnerable. I can't do that. So I got to take care of myself, put on my shield, my armor, and protect myself, and cut off a 2-year relationship with a man who obviously cares about you on the chance that it falls apart. But guess what? Who walks away from relationships 80% of the time, divorce or not? Ladies do. Women do. You are the reasons relationships fail, not us.
Yeah.
Fear. And if you don't check that at 24, you had another one for a year and another one for 9 months. And I'm going to assume that both of those had a similar through line. You left both guys. They didn't leave you.
No, I'm not going to. I did leave both of those guys.
Exactly.
I did break up with them. I'm not going to,
So how can a guy who does not know you know you? Because you're not special, ma'am.
Yeah.
There's something I want to weigh in. The moment she said, I'm not going to lie, I did break up with both of those guys, she started laughing. One thing I've noticed is that women like the opportunity of saying they broke up with somebody. So these were probably the more valuable, good options that she had, good men that she had in her life. And it's almost like a flex, like she broke up with them. These are guys who apparently had their head on straight. They were driven. They had good opportunities. They had potential. And because they, I guess, didn't conform to how she envisioned her life flowing, she's proudly saying, yeah, I'm not going to lie, I broke up with those guys, and kind of laughed it off. A lot of women feel like it's a flex to break up with a good man. That's not a flex. If you broke up with a good man, you made a mistake. Because what's out there, the majority of men that's outside is not necessarily the good man that you once had. They're just men who may want to experience you, but they're not men who want to stick around with you. So it's not a flex. She should almost be in tears when she says, I broke up with some really good men, and I wish I could take those decisions back. I wish I could, do it differently. You don't hear that. That would mean that there was some sort of remorse. There was some sort of realization that, she missed out on, guys that could have been great for her. But it's almost said boastfully. And I think I've heard this along my own personal life, but, just in some of these interviews, these women are almost proud that they made poor decisions in choosing men. They're proud that they left something good to go to something that wasn't good. And then they, complain that, oh, the dating pool is trash. It's no good. It's not. Miss, you just left a good man, and you say it proudly. How many women you'll see go on to the show and they'll say things like, I was engaged 3-4 times. How were you engaged 3 or 4 times? Never got married, but now you're looking for somebody in your late 30s, early 40s. And now you bring that, yeah, I was engaged. Like, miss, you never actually committed to any of the men who was willing to marry you. That's not a flex. It's actually kind of sad, because now you're at a point, you thought the grass was greener, and now you're at a point where, you were expecting the dream guy who literally met all your standards and everything that you expected and anticipated, and he's not coming anytime soon. And it's everybody else's fault that you passed up on the good guys. See, that's another thing. Self-accountability means sometimes you have to take account of the decisions you make and actually say, I missed it. I didn't hear that. She was just laughing and having a good time. Meanwhile, she's on a dating show trying to figure out how she can appeal to high value men, all of which she herself has stated works alongside of her, some of her colleagues, but she's too masculine for any of them to get close to her. It's a real problem. That's why he's recommending therapy. It's a real problem.
That's true.
None of you guys are special. This is damn near clinical. And unfortunately, being a professional, technical woman is not a death sentence to a white woman, Hispanic woman, Asian woman, Middle Eastern woman, but it is damn near that for a black woman. Why? It's not the college, the degrees, whatever. It's our culture and the way you guys approach men. We are optional. We are unnecessary. You had a man that was going to medical school. You could have gone to school where he was at.
Yeah, but
if you wanted to make it work, are you telling me there's not a way to make that work?
How the situation was set up, it probably wouldn't have been a way to make it work. Because he would end up failing out of it anyway. But
you couldn't know that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known at the time.
Right. So if there's a way to make it, see, so in your mind it's like, well, see, I avoided that error because he failed out anyway. All right.
Yeah.
Therapy. Because here's the thing. In Seattle, When you said there are not enough high earning, Seattle's one of the most target rich areas.
This is the best dating scene I've ever been in my life.
And you're okay, but no offense, ma'am, but dating is only great with an outcome. And it's the best dating scene, and no offense, you're still failing at it. You're not getting the outcome. Yeah. The outcome you want is not to date.
To marry, yeah, I get that.
If dating someone doesn't end in marriage, it's a failure.
Yeah, I know.
It's not an insult. I've dated plenty and it failed. But the thing is, you have to stop. But when you have relationships, you leave, you break. I need to go ahead and send your high earning ass an invoice, because this is what I get paid for.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no damn reason you should be by yourself. But it's not a
It's a choice that I chose for myself. It wasn't I push people away less than them leaving. I'm just gonna be honest.
I know. It's just not a choice. It's not a choice. You sabotage stuff. That's not a choice.
Yeah.
Because if I asked you why you chose to sabotage, what would you tell me?
The last guy I left because I did not want to be in a long distance relationship. He got.
Were you long distance to begin with?
No, it was 9 months. It was 9 months of us being here, and then
You don't want to be vulnerable and committed and dependent upon something. The funny thing is, the very thing you want, you're afraid of. You don't want to have to depend on a man making all the money, and you got babies and dependent on them. So that's why I said, if I asked you why you ran, you couldn't tell me, and you just proved it. You can't tell me. That's why you broke up with the first one, second one, third one. So don't complain about the men under earning, because the men who can pay the cost to be the boss, you're terrified of. Therapy or this. Do you like dogs or cats?
I'm not an animal person. I don't.
Well, you're gonna need something that's gonna be able to let people know when you explain. Excuse me. Listen, you're gonna need something to let people know when you're in there dead and stinking.
No, I don't think it'll be that.
You're going to need something. Because, okay, you're in Seattle. There's a big Asian population. Look up Kodokoshi. It's going on in Korea and Japan right now. It's the phenomenon of people dying alone. All right. So you're going to need something to alert people before you start to bloat and smell.
No, I don't think.
Okay, you can. If you're by yourself, who's going to know if you fall and hurt yourself? If you do something, you go. All right. You're still fighting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slap the shit out of you and bid you a good night. She was getting turned on. All y'all know how to do is fight. No, I don't need that. I don't even know what you know. I don't even know what are you saying I need? I don't need that. I'm good. I got it. I'm good. Fuck it. I'm good. I got it. I don't need it. I'm good. By goddamn dog. But she's a PhD.
I'm a PhD.
Imagine what going on a date would be like with this woman. She was attractive. Or the previous woman with the the comic proportions. Or the first woman. So, how are you? Good. Your name is, okay. Phoebe, how are you?
I'm a PhD.
So what are you looking for in a relationship? So, if I asked your previous boyfriends or anything, what's it like to be with you, what would they tell me?
I'm a PhD.
What else?
I'm a PhD.
Okay, but what else? Anything?
I'm a PhD.
I got it. You're a PhD. What else is it like being with you? All right. Longest relationship you ever had with a human being. With a human. With a man. You don't even do dogs, you do plants, right? Settle down. She doesn't like dogs or cats. She does plants. Okay, so let's say a human man is sitting in front of you and he can do all the things that these guys over here can't do and they suck. Would you be willing to go ahead and rest and take and be comfortable and relax and just work with that guy? What's the hesitation?
I'm a PhD.
I get it, but what's the hesitation? Why? What's the problem here? I don't get it. Why would you not want to sit there? How long would it take for you to drop this guard and just go ahead and be a girly girl instead of a professional woman? How long would it take? Seriously? Seriously, you're like
Danger Zone.
It's gonna take you that long, ma'am? You do realize you're
Danger Zone.
Why is this taking so long? Have you had therapy? Oh, you keep your own counsel. Why?
I'm a PhD.
Oh, so because you have a PhD, you can figure out everything, right? But the clock is still going, ma'am, and you're just getting older. What? But does this normally work with guys?
That was pathetic.
Yes, it really was, ma'am. Dating you is rather pathetic. No, I don't even want sex. Thank you. Nope. No. Because I might like it and I might want to go back and do it again. But then I got to try to talk to you afterwards. And all you got to really say is,
I'm a PhD.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yes, all right. I'm on the road tonight. All right. Professional women are losing with high value men. And other women are just easy to deal with. You guys got so much that you don't need anything. First world problems. And the boogeyman and the guy hiding in your closet and the things that could happen and all this other kind of shit have preoccupied your mind. And, that doesn't mean, all the PhDs out there and all the educated women, trust me, I know women who understand that they want and need men. And our flaws, our issues, our culture, there are, just like there are diehards over here, there are also women like Dr. Lucia. I personally know women that, so guys, know what you want and know what you're willing to do to get it. That's really what it comes down to between all of us. Ladies, I don't think you realize some of the stuff you're saying because you still feel like there's time on the clock when you're 20s, early 30s, but post 40, that clock is gone.
This conversation really highlights the tension between success and relationship dynamics. She's doing well financially, but instead of that being an advantage, it's becoming a barrier in her dating life. At first, she frames it as an income issue. She earns more than most men she meets, and the ones who match her are too focused on their careers. But Kevin shifts the focus away from money and onto behavior and flexibility. One key moment is when she talks about her past relationships. She's been with high-earning men before, but things didn't work out, especially the 2-year relationship where she wasn't willing to relocate. That's where Kevin points out a pattern. It's not just about who she chooses, it's about how she operates in those situations. He labels it as a lack of flexibility, which he ties to a broader issue of not adapting between professional and personal environments. Her defense that it's because of her work environment actually reinforces his point. The deeper issue here is alignment. She wants marriage, kids, and eventually not to carry the financial burden, but her current approach may not support that outcome. The takeaway is clear. Success alone doesn't guarantee relationship success. It's about adaptability, alignment, and making choices that match the life you actually want.
Okay. So that was Kevin Samuels. He really broke it down as to one of the reasons why a lot of times it's hard for, men to just really connect with some women who have a certain level of education. It's not that the education is the problem. I think it's the misuse of the education. They use the education, in a malicious way, almost to make the person that they're with feel smaller than they are, right? To feel smaller compared to them, to somehow bow to them because they make more money than them. You know what I mean? And I think that's what he's saying, is that you don't need to weaponize your education when you're talking to a man. When he sits with you at the table and he's trying to connect with you, he wants to know who you are, what you stand for. He's trying to find common ground between you. Reminding the man that you're a PhD doesn't help. Reminding him your education, how much money you make, is not helpful, right? It doesn't matter. He doesn't matter to him. A guy just wants his woman to be a woman, especially around him. And if you can't make that shift between how you act in the office and how you act with your man, between how demanding you may be in one setting versus how you are with your loved one in another, you're going to lose a lot of options. And I think that's what he was trying to point out to her. And you kept seeing this rigid inability to communicate because she was taking the position that maybe she's the prize and, men need to conform to be with her. But a person like that is never really satisfied with who they are and what they are, or with who they have in their life, because they're always going to be looking and wondering, what could I get out there? And that's something that some guys have to pay attention to. Any woman that, wants to remind you what she's accomplished and all of these different things, a lot of times she's using that to make a comparison between you and her, to say, well, because I'm the breadwinner, you got to listen to me now. It shouldn't have to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's not to say as a man you mistreat your woman. You got to be respectful. You got to be kind. You got to be loving. You got to treat her as Christ would treat the church. So that's my position, period. This isn't some male chauvinistic thing where I'm trying to say men could never be wrong. That's not what it is. What I'm saying, and I'm not saying that all educated women are bad spousal choices. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying some women, particularly ours, sometimes weaponizes their education, use it in a malicious manner to belittle some of the men they date, or they somehow allow the difference in education or the difference in aspirations to become a hindrance to them actually having a meaningful relationship with some of the men they date. And that's why he's saying just buy a dog or die alone. Because a woman like that will never be satisfied with any man, because no one will ever measure up to her expectations. So it will always be these short-term relationships that never materializes into anything meaningful long-term. So he's saying, unless you change that mindset and make, some compromises and actually come to the table in good faith with the man, the likely outcome will be that you end up alone. And that's the reality for all of us. If I don't make changes in certain aspects of my life, it's very likely that I won't find someone to do life with. That principle applies across the board to all of us. And no one is, somehow exempt from that reality. So that being said, I thank you guys for joining me for the show. I ask that you like and subscribe and stay connected if you're not already connected. And I also ask that you weigh in on this topic. What do you think? Did I miss it? Did Kevin miss it? Rest in peace to the Godfather. Did we somehow not see the bigger picture here? Weigh in, let us know what's going on. All right, guys. Thanks again. Until we speak again, God bless.